Terrorblade morphing. By the way, bro, I hope you're ready. We're gonna see this a lot at Barley, like Terrorblade morphing games.
No, I've come to accept it. This is just something that's going to happen. Hopefully, again, that means I feel like Terrorblade is a lot better at being able to respond to that full-on run-at-you style, you know? Like, you just use reflection, and then suddenly you turn a lot of these big strengths against the enemy team. So, you know, if you're able to do that, especially if you're going up against the likes of, you know, a Beastmaster, you yourselves are getting the inner Beast aura and things of that nature. So hopefully a lot of teams kind of take, I call it the liquid approach. They're the ones that really, I thought, pioneered that really big way to be able to counter the Morphling. Like they were the lone druid spammers, the dishonorable Dota, I think is what they called it. Just because, again, like you just cheese them out if they try and go for this really great scaling draft.
I've always liked that description, dishonorable Dota, because you know, cheese doesn't sound as fun, you know, dishonorable. Like, okay, I chose victory over everything else.
Yeah,
we love to see it. So let's see what these bounty rune trades will be. It's going to be all normal, 2 and 2, nothing special happening on the map just yet. We saw in the early game from game 1 that Disillusion was outside of the lane that had the God King in it. We're kind of making. Well, the God King lane was okay. Mid lane was amazing for them. Top lane was just meh. This game, how do things fare for them? Which lane are we looking towards for Disillusion to find the most success?
Definitely bot lane. Like, I really feel like this is a lane where God King should have a lot of issues. And, you know, Aaron has just built up for harassment in this lane. Like, Tango's, he's got 2 sets of them. He's got plenty of stats for himself. He's got a Fairy Fire to be able to play around with. He's like, all right, I wanted to get my harass on, but clearly won't be able to do so. Even just look at that, and he's going right inside of this creep wave. He just wants to get a big nuke in onto this Terrorblade, maybe just waiting to see if Desire moves forward to get some extra value out of the overwhelming odds. Immediately as he comes into range, launches it out. Yep. Honestly, a little surprised that the Impetus hasn't already been skilled up here by Aaron, just because you've seen that the Reflection is skilled up level 1. So you want to just start getting that harass in as quickly as possible.
And given where he's playing, right, and how he's playing this, he's too far away to be using creeps as a support capacity. So, I don't know. I'm also feeling that he should have just had the level 1 impetus. But he does level up the Nature's Attendants. There's a lot of sustain here. There's also sustain on the other side of the map. But right now, there's damage onto Ranfu Dao. They want to potentially kill off this Undying, but everybody's too low level, all only level 1. All we can do is harass one another at the moment.
So... Sorry, I'm just keeping an eye on this top side. On this bottom side of the map, just another point towards the Impetus really wanting it. It's that, look at how much intelligence he's lost, sorry, on this enchant. Is she down to 0? She's getting close.
She is getting close, but she's also getting close to death. With Attendants, though, they really want to kill Desire. Will they be able to find the first blood here? They're not going to dive underneath the tower. Kind of surprising, given what we saw from them in Game 1, but maybe it's because of what happened in Game 1 that they're playing with an overabundance of caution in Game 2.
Oh, he's got to be so careful, Desire. Can't look to just go too far forward. He actually gets the enchant. I'm stunned.
Guys, that he's actually... Dude, why is it... Wait, they're not diving him? I thought the only reason they would do this is to dive the Silencer. Okay, Iron is going for it. Looking for this first blood. Should be able to find it. Cobalt Foreman giving the vision. 2 hits, overwhelming odds, and that should be the first blood. Gonna go for one more. Actually, just gonna right-click him down. That's still the first blood ultimately for Aeonid. And although Aaron didn't get the impetus, it ultimately pays off by getting them a kill.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the other thing as well is that it also does protect against like this potential level 3 on the Terrorblade if he chooses to go into the Conjure image as well. But look at all this damage. Really just looking to bully him away. And this is the other thing, right? Just why I was specifically talking about the impetus for this lane too. Just consider the pairing that you're going up with. It's a Legion Commander, right? So you're naturally going to push the lane out with the overwhelming odds, with the counterattack coming through from the Moment of Courage. So they're going to be underneath the tower. They're going to be getting all of that additional armor from that it provides. So if you have impetus, you just don't care about that. Your damage coming through is pure, and you really are able to just continue harassing without too much cares.
It's a very good point. End of the day, though, we'll see when he does eventually pick up a point into the impetus for Aaron. Right now, he's just chasing around Desire. Don't think this is going to be a kill. Desire, Desore should be Gucci.
What
I say that, but Insurance is actually...
He's got enchant.
Yeah, it's going to chase him. Has enchant back. He didn't TP out. Underneath the tier 1 tower. Barely able to survive, though.
Able to get some of his... I don't even know what that is. K-pop? Not sure. That looks like Chinese lettering.
So, talk to me about this mid lane. Small KK just tipped Sakata, so something cool must have happened. So far, Emma Spirit not doing nearly as badly as I thought he would. We do end up losing the silencer down bottom. Aaron and
That's what we
Ironit.
were expecting.
This is frustrating to me, dude. Why weren't they already doing this? Just run at him. Keep killing him.
Nothing really that they can do into you. Yeah, mid lane, I'm a little surprised at Small KK. I'll be honest, I haven't really been watching this lane all that much. I've just been watching the demolition down towards the bottom side of the map. But yeah, I mean, Sakata, at least he is skilling correctly for the lane, right? Like, that really isn't what should be holding him back so far. You just want to be able to stand in front of the Ember Spirit, get those Jingus up as quickly as possible, and just keep him bullied away. You don't need to spend a lot on regen yourself just because, you know, you're always going to have that lifesteal available in this melee v melee matchup.
Almost as soon as we put our attention towards this lane, it's a quantum lane, all of a sudden Monkey King shoots back up in advantage. So let's not pay attention to mid, and Monkey King should do exactly as expected. I guess that's how it's going to go for this game.
Anything much
The one
happening
that
up
we
top?
haven't really talked about. Yeah, I was about to say, we haven't done anything with top. Like, everyone's just farming. Morphling's farming. CSJ is farming. But CSJ is getting a lot less CS than what Lanfo is able to accomplish right now.
I mean, this is the thing, right? Like, a Nyx Assassin into an Undying lane really doesn't feel all that good. Sure, it's nice that you're able to get a lot of that damage still off in that last hitting capability, and you're not really hindered that much by the decay on Ranfu, but there is nothing that a Nyx Assassin could do into this lane. Like, you are always going to get bullied away.
Nothing. And first chilling, just free farming. Not really concerned about himself. Almost died to a power shot. He was in low agi, or high agi rather, but does end up staying alive. Down bottom, might have a kill onto the God King, but he turns with the Metamorphosis onto Ironit instead. But he realizes that if he chases too far, he might end up dead. Needs to play around this tier 1 tower to stay alive. Sadly though, now Meta is gone. He's gonna get enchanted up. We still don't have impetus, but we do have the level 3 overwhelming odds, but we have no mana. Oh no, God King alive with 20 HP. Not dead just yet. Aaron trying to go around the corner. They really want this. The Warpine Raider gets the vision. One more right click from Aaron will get the kill. And finally, God King falls. And to make things even better, there's dual rotation from Sakata, who will be able to kill off Aaron, but you're wondering to yourself, man, was it worth it to bring our Nyx and our Monkey King just for an Enchantress kill?
No, I mean, this is the lane that you're meant to be dominating, right? And now suddenly you've given Small KK a few, this lane gets free XP. He's very, very happy with being able to pick up this level 6. Now he can actually look to play off the back of the Fire Remnants to even deal some damage into the tower, but more importantly, escape away from this Monkey King. Man, I hope we get a point in time to be able to have a quick recap look at that previous fight, because Desire did something really cool. So they would have been able to get the overwhelming odds kill off onto the Terrorblade before he was actually able to retreat, but he got a single right click off onto Aeonid, and it actually reduced his intelligence by enough that he didn't have enough mana to use the overwhelming odds. That was really cool.
Shout out Desire. And he knew that there's no stick or magic wand on this LC as well. Really heads up play. Unfortunate that God King still ended up dead, but not for a lack of effort on his team's part.
I like calling the Warpine Raider, I know it's called the seed shot, I call it the nut shot, whenever he just launches it out onto him. There we go, the impetus has finally started to come through it. I mean, God King, he might need to even go the full retreat. Another TP coming through. It's, of course, onto Desire, but just keep running at him, bro. You got the tool.
Exactly. Why would you show up, Desire? You know what it is, my friend. These heroes are too strong. Just bounce. You said that God King needs to retreat. That's true of everybody who might want to make an entrance into this bottom lane. So first dual damage of the game.
In the game, and you're just coming back to the lane. And again, there's nothing that a Nyx or a Silencer could do. Probably like two of the last position 5 heroes that I would possibly want to be able to contest any sort of like early push style.
I still don't get this next Enoch.
No, I don't either. Maybe looking to try and find the Morphling when he's farming very heavily Morphed and get a quick kill off. He's going Dagon, so clearly that's the mentality.
I mean, I'll just be happy. We'll be happy to see a Dagon. That's always fun to witness. Ranfu down, Aaron. Looks like Desire might be dead again, but they don't have any more blood grenades, so they can't actually chase him down. And I think the more important thing, though, is that it is nighttime. They were bereft of the necessary vision to catch up to him.
Also, just thinking maybe they're going to like use someone as bait for duels, potentially, like have them in a bad spot and then potentially yoink away some of that duel damage for themselves off the back of a Nyx Vendetta hit into the Dagon.
Speaking of Nyx, get some damage out onto Ionit down bottom with Metamorphosis onto the LC as well. But, man, one of the things that sucks about Nyx is that not only do you only have one stun, bro, you have no slows either. After that stun is over, if the hero is not dead, that's it. Fight's over. Just press W on Legion Commander, she walks away.
Yep. LC as well. Just going into even more armor, right? He knows what he's going up against. Monkey King, TB, Wind Ranger, at least until she gets into like a Maelstrom. Oh, mid lane.
Speaking of Monkey King, shows himself in the mid lane, dropping the first Wukongs of this game. However, they do not have the chain disables onto small KK, and they have to attend to dealing with the Tombstone, which enables the rest of Disillusion to just walk away. They're chilling, having a good time. Nice little stun in the mid lane by Aaron, but we only have 2 points as a Sleight of Fist, so we can't apply the bonus damage from the Ember.
Ember's going Blade Mail as well. These are really just early game oriented items. Physical damage resistance is clearly the key that they're looking to try and play around. Again, Wind Ranger not having a great time up on this top side of the map at all, just because this Nyx Assassin really doesn't feel like it's given them any value at all. It's going to need like a perfect shackle shot, but he doesn't even have it leveled. That's how far he's had to just commit towards his own last hit potential with the power shot.
Look how Lonfur's playing right now, actually. He's going to start morphing into the strength, but playing solitary against 3 heroes. Starting to realize that he might need to retreat a little bit, but was feeling himself for a second there. He thought he was him for just a moment. Sorry, you're not him just yet, bro. You'll get there, you'll get there.
You'll get there, but I mean, what he does do is that by playing that aggressively, he forces rotations up towards the top side. No TP on this Nyx Assassin, and they just use that space to take mid. I mean, again, Enchantress, just run it down. Keep running at these heroes. There's nothing that's going to stop you. He's even going into the drums as well on Aaron, just to be able to increase that damage output. Of course, anything that's going to allow the LC to continue to scale off of this Blade Mail into the Blink Dagger is obviously going to be a hugely beneficial tool.
You know, you're talking about these Blade Mails being purchased up by LC. Well, she might be dead bottom. Okay? Last time they had Nyx Assassin here. Let's see if Sakata has more influence. Regrettably, it seems like it will not be the case. Bro, they don't have stuns. Come on. Like, we need a plan. We need to do something, boys. We need Wind Ranger to be here with the shackle shot. If she's not here, where's the disable gonna come from? And Nyx Assassin, having already expended his only disable, now finds himself on the receiving end of pressure from small KK and Ranfu Dao. Sleight of Fist, still only level 2, so that will lead to the escape of the Nyx Assassin. Sakata finding 2 heroes with the stun here. Tombstone dropped onto the high ground, however, so they'll have to deal with that. Won't be able to finish off small KK.
Kind of as expected, like Sakata is the one having a good game, but he was set up for this, right? Like he's still barely only ahead of small KK on the net worth charts. Fortunately, won't have a Invis rune to be able to play with on the Ember Spirit. And, well, was that a solo?
Yeah, that was a solo. That was a Blade Mail. Blade Mail duel while Meta was online. He actually just literally 100 to 0'd himself.
Yep. I mean, he's got all of that armor to protect himself unaided. Why not? Oh, and he's going to Midas on a Terrorblade.
I just realized how good these Blade Mails are. Good into the Terrorblade, obviously, but also Wind Ranger. Who does she focus fire now? Yep. If you start the fight, you see small KK and Ionit at the front, you're like, well, I'm never pressing R, I guess.
Seems like it's just going to be a Morphling. Chase down the Morphling, try and be an anti-carry, but I feel like there's better ones in the game than a Wind Ranger.
Yeah. Small KK finding another kill for himself onto Desire. Désolé. By the way, everyone who hasn't heard that song, Désolé by Gorillaz, that track fire. It's pretty great. It's way better than Midas on Terrorblade.
No. 0 stats is not what you want on a Terrorblade. Nyx Assassin, all right, here's the stun that they've been wanting for. They are just hunting this Legion Commander as much as possible, but Terrorblade is not there.
No, Terrorblade is not there. They still do have the Boundless. Ionit needs some help.
Oh, barely.
Will not arrive in time, and they finally do get something out of this. Not cheap to accomplish, but it does finally end up happening. At the same time, though, while this exact move is taking place, they're still encroaching into the Radiant jungle. Looks like as soon as this LC is back, I think Team Disillusion are going to want to go again and try to kill somebody off here with this Blink Dagger.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, before he died, he was able to buy up that Blink Dagger as well, so didn't actually end up losing any gold. Sure, you give a lot over to the Monkey King, but he wasn't really suffering. You know, like he is still going to be able to get into this decent amount of farm for himself. So assuming TP into the mid lane perhaps, look to just run it down that mid lane. Actually just going to run on out. Maybe look to secure up. Ah, yeah, the Wisdom Rune. That must be what he's looking to eye up here. Of course, level 12 on the Legion Commander. Going to allow him to scale just that little bit faster.
Nice.
So maybe that,
Max level.
Magic Wand or something like that finished up.
No one buys Magic Wand in this game. I'm sorry, J-Nog. You're not getting it. Not today.
Oh, I love it so much, though.
None of these
so
homies.
efficient.
Nobody went to Ollivanders. No ones for us, bro. Sorry. Gotta just play some honest Dota, basically. Bottom. Oh, God. God King just walked under a ward. Ooh, he is super, super dead. The question is, can his team get here in time to maybe punish an enemy or two? Why do I say that, though? They're not actually deciding to jump on him. I am super surprised that Team Disillusion didn't make just killing him off right now a priority. Small KK just continued to farm middle. Morphling just continued to farm top. What just happened? He was perfectly in the vision, Danog.
I guess they feel like, yes, they're very strong, and yes, they're going to find a quick pick off, but they don't want to give Big Brain a chance to be able to come back into this game. You know, man, look at all those occult bracelets. But they just want to get into this next few bits of timings, right? You've got the drums, you can start building into the Tranquils on Aaron, you've nearly got a Manta style on Lonfair, and you've nearly got level 12 on the Legion Commander. So these are pretty big timings to be able to have overall.
Aaron? Okay. Well, I suppose we just see in game one that Aaron's job in this team is to go scout with his body to give the team vision, but this was very not necessary after they'd already decided to vacate the area.
No. Do you also think that a Radiance is the best option for small KK?
We'll talk about it in a second. They're gonna kill off this next assassin. This time it shouldn't be too difficult to accomplish. Desire next on the chopping block. Underneath the tier 2 tower. So Sakara could set up here with the Wukongs. They find the duel though, and Ionet is not inside this. Small KK also able to remnant away from the Wukongs. Only Ranfu Dao held inside it. And even then, they still have to deal with his tombstone. Small KK not retreating, waiting to spring a trap onto somebody, and the trap comes out onto CSJ. They will be able to find this Wind Ranger kill as well. And that was one of the most awkward moments for Wind Ranger. She has focus fire, but both her targets have blade mails. Game was super hard in that instance.
It was indeed. And, you know, you've got the diffusal blade. You really want to try and, excuse me, lock down. I would say this Ember Spirit, first and foremost, just take away a lot of that backline dive capability that he's playing for. All right. Do we have time now to talk about this Radiance?
All right, let's talk about this, right? Let's talk about this, right?
I'm not feeling it. Into a Terrorblade with Reflection. You're just turning Radiance back onto your team.
Okay. Hear me out. Right? We saw in game one that Team Disillusion had a predilection of playing very far from one another, right? And they would very rarely all go into one fight at the same time. So maybe the rationale is I'm going to let the other 4 fools go first. They will tank the Reflection, and then I'll come in with the Radiance. There we go.
Maybe he just has an allergic reaction whenever he sees a BKB, because it feels like a pretty damn good BKB game to me.
BKB would have been great, not just for him, but Lanfa at some point needs BKB or Manta, some kind of way to deal with the global silence. And you're talking about Small KK's Radiance being a bit of an awkward decision. For me, bro, why did this Morphling go SNY?
Yeah, I saw it getting delivered to it, and I'm like, hello? You're playing against global silence. Just get Manta style, just dispel it. If you want to get the Sanj later to build into a potential Halberd, feels pretty solid, right, against 2 ranged heroes into a Monkey King, but that is not the important thing. The important thing is not dying early on, and you know, I would have to say the Manta style is going to go far more than Sanj Yasha is going to being able to protect you.
If, for example, if he had Manta, he's not dead right now. Nope. He doesn't have Manta. He died. Oh boy. Let's see.
They're the worst enemy right now.
Are there any bizarre itemization decisions on Radiant side? As we're going to see Aaron getting killed off again.
He's like, someone without a blade mail. Well, let's go. I could use focus fire on them. No real odd choices that I'm seeing. You know, the Monkey King going into the Harpoon makes a lot of sense. You know, you want to have that little bit of extra control, a little bit of that extra catch in these team fights. Nyx, Dagon. I mean, it is what it is. You know, you want to be able to maybe make those baits happen in the future. I have to wonder, like, once this does get delivered, are you going to just put CSJ out into this lane? You know, say, hey, go on me. I still feel like he's tanky enough. You can't put Desire out there. He would just get wiped out way too quickly.
Yep. Small KK actually gonna get himself stunned up, and oh, that's a Dagon reveal as well. Aenid, they with the press the attack. If these supports, especially Desire, Desiree, Desolé, if he had more experience, that would have been a dead Ember Spirit, but he does not. So
Despacito.
Small KK gets to live. Despacito. Oh, that's a good one.
Just buy the freaking BKB. No, he's already committed with the Sacred.
Nah, he's got Relic. He's actually almost got the full Radiance.
And then he
to make
doesn't
matters
go
even
BKB,
worse,
of course.
Exactly. Kaya Sanj, baby. Let's go.
At least
no
LC's
Manta, no
buying
BKB.
one. Maybe he's just like, hey, Aiden, make sure you press the attack me, yeah?
Bro, Lunfa's also not still building Manta. What is happening? Disillusion. Boys. Where are the items? Where are the boys game 1? Where are the items in game 2?
Dota could be a very hard game, but it also could be very easy. You know, this feels like a very easy win if they just played normal Dota.
Okay, I finally understand now. I understand. We're going to see them pick off CSJ, or potentially try to. He doesn't have a BKB just yet, or a Rod of Atos, but still alive for now. Small KK pops his blade mail, and that's a jump in from Sakata. Beautiful jump in kill off onto Ranfu Dao. And like you mentioned, there's a double damage Terror Blade. Everybody has to run. They did pop Global Silence for that one. I don't think they had to for the fight, but we do get to see that once Global is online, a rarity right now in 733D, it is literally uncounterable, at least at present.
Without BKBs, for sure. Oh, the DD, sorry. Or are you talking about the Global Silence? Because
the Global, yeah. There's no Lotuses, no BKBs, no Mantas, not even a Yule Scepter, mate.
Just give me something. Something. LC's got it. I'll take it. And he is really in line to be able to blow some of these heroes up. He'll be spotted out by the Terror Blade. Can they retreat in time, though? Aaron's just once again walked into the meat grinder.
Yep.
Another Blink's coming up in a couple of seconds.
But they're looking for revenge, though. Ionet is chasing. They know Sakata's around, but they lost the vision. They had a little sliver of it as we was jumping from tree to tree with their high ground ward, but went a little bit too far off.
It's a lot of time being spent chasing, though, and not a lot of time actually making something influential happen. Looks like Aenid's going to be able to at least tank up these tower hits so that the siege creep stays alive. They don't have the glyph, so it'll be a tier 2 going in the favor of Team Dissolution.
I remember Fluke once said that, like, whenever he watches this team, he just feels like Aenid he's the guy on this lineup. And the more and more I watch him, I'm starting to be convinced of this as well.
Is he him?
For them, he's him. He's not him in general, but he's him here. He's him on this team.
What did BKB ever do to Small KK? It's what I want to know.
BKBs for scrubs and noobs, bro. You only buy BKB if you're too bad to dodge these spells.
Yeah, that global. Very dodgeable.
Very dodgeable. Why don't you have a constant bottle with an illusion rune inside it, bro? What's your problem?
He's got the shield rune. Maybe he feels like that's enough.
I hope he doesn't buy BKB, honestly. Just don't change, bro. Keep it this way. Just don't change.
I'm just rocking back and forth.
Disillusion, despite losing some of these fights, they still found themselves in a pretty decent position around this Roshan. A lot of this due to the fact that Aenid did pick up that tier 2 tower down bottom. It enabled them to ensure they have control of this channel behind the Roshan pit. That will be an Aegis for the Morphling. I'm not sure what they get more out of this, but it's still very good to be able to take away this objective from a increasingly scary Terror Blade. Make sure he doesn't have an Aegis to play with.
I mean, in the meantime, they took a tier 2 tower up top. You know, I think CSJ was the one that was able to secure it. So, like, they're opening up the map more for themselves to be able to farm. And this is not like a bad late game lineup that they've got on Big Brain, right? They have the potential to be able to scale back into this. It's 23 minutes, and you've only got plus 56 damage on the Legion Commander. You know, there's nothing really bad about how Ayanid's been playing this game. He just doesn't have the rest of the boys to be able to play with. That's going to help him out, though.
Yep. Up to plus 84 right now. Him and Ranfudao made a very nice smoke move there. They also left behind little cheeky wards here that Ranfudao might want to go back and at least remove their sentry before they lose their own vision. But nicely done by them. Middle though, Ayanid almost died, but the reactions from him, he jumps away. He might still get caught out though. As Nyx Assassin, they're able to chase him. CSJ finds the power shot, and Sakata able to ensure they have the chain disabled so that this Nyx can get the kill.
Didn't have mana because of the Nyx Assassin, so no BKB is going to come out. Diffusal Blade on both the Monkey King and the Wind Ranger too. So, I mean, if you just can't cast spells and if you refuse to buy a BKB beforehand, then you're just going to have no mana and no spells to be able to play with, my guys.
Yep. By the way, do you think BKB should have a mana cost? That feels somehow wrong to me.
I think it should be... Like, what is it now, 50?
Yeah.
50 feels about right. You know, like... I feel like if they're pinpoint enough that you don't have a wand to be able to use and you don't have an Arcane Boots on your team to just get off the BKB, that's kind of on you, you know?
The rune of illusion.
I don't know, man. Every now and then I just have bad flashbacks to the days where Blink Dagger had a mana cost, and I'm just like, wow, Dota's way better not having to worry about it. But I do get the point. You wanna have some skill using the BKB. Mustn't like be a brainless item.
Yeah. I mean, remember when people were just using it as a farming item because you could just get away from everything.
Yeah. BKB, what an item. We're not gonna see much of it this game though. Team Disillusion, like you said, have an allergic reaction to it. Well, except for Ayanid. Ayanid is him primarily
He's
because he
my boy.
bought BKB. Yeah, he's cool. We're not gonna talk trash about him.
So I
With
wonder
this
what they want to
Aegis-
do with the remainder of this Aegis, right? They've got 222 left on it, and I mean, it's a question of, do you want to get into this Aghanim Scepter now to be able to combat the TB, or do you just want to just keep the pressure up? I feel like just play together as a team. The downside is that Big Brain are going to be able to do these sorts of wrap plays that they're trying up towards the top side, you know, keep the wave pushed in. But the thing is, you've got Small KK that's going to be able to deal with it, right? He's going to push this one out with his Radiance. You can push out the next wave with the Radiance, and then just join in with the rest of the boys with his freshly picked up Kyron Sarge.
Hey, but he at least cute Mansa Daynok. He's cool. Well, he might be dead, but at least he has an option. He's dead. Oh my god, he's so dead. Well, Small KK, glad we knew you, buddy. They're gonna take him out still prior to the Manta being available, and they just easily kill him off. And he was the one that was preventing some of the split push, so they might have to beat a hasty retreat from the rest of the lineup if they want to keep this Mac equilibrium as it is.
Nah, Sakata's coming back. I think it should be A-okay. Hasn't revealed that he's back yet, though, so maybe they're not quite so sure. You might be able to bait a TP out and then immediately go for a team fight.
He has Harpoon at the ready, so they could try find something here. Sadly, they did commit the Wukongs up on top as well as the global. So Lanfa, with both Aegis and Satanic, does feel really immortal right now. And bro, okay, dude, he's still not queuing like BKB Manta. Lanfa, bro, dude. Somebody help.
You're not a
He's waiting for
universal
the
hero
ads first.
either, you know, like, this is... It's not like you're just going to get so much out of all these stats, you know? I don't know, man.
We're learning something today, Daynok.
You can throw
New
very
ways of
winnable
playing
games.
Dota. Oh, that's old knowledge. Everybody learns that one very early on in their Dota career. We might have a fight breaking out in Dire Jungle as Ayanid has been scouted out. CSJ and Sakata jumping onto him. Does pop the BKB though. Getting the duel out as well onto the Monkey King. At the same time, the rest of the damage dealers are being kept away here. So they're able to finish off the LC. And now Sakata finding himself 1v1 next to the Morphling. Easily able to melt him down. Terrorblade has shown up as well. so the second life does not seem very favorable for our Lanfer morph. That being said though, Small KK has been working miracles on the edges of the fight. They've taken out the supports. Now he's putting his attention onto the Terrorblade. They really want the God King. The God King is still standing though. And inside the Wukongs of Sakata, they kill off Small KK. Lanfer is so low on the HP, but he does manage to help kill off the God King. Rod of Atos will come in from CSJ, but they don't have the necessary damage to threaten Lanfer. Eren survives the engagement as well. And what looked like a disastrous fight still ends up going 4-3. But I will say Team Disillusion probably didn't expect it to go as well as it did with how early the LC died.
No, definitely not. And, I could tell the entire time, probably the words in his mouth were, help me out, boys. I've got the Monkey King. He's already popped the BKB. And we've got plenty of damage that really doesn't care about that BKB. You know, the Morphling, the Ember Spirit with this build, like Radiance, sure, there's the damage burn, but you're still dealing a ton of right clicks just off the back of the Sleight of Fist. And, well, the plus side is Lanfer, he's got the Aghanim Scepter. So now you can actually look to turn around what this TB is able to do to you. You could look to take away a little bit of this Wind Ranger's damage that's going to be coming through as well. Universal Hero, yoink away all those stats. So it's a pretty good time that CSJ is going to be able to get into this Lincoln Sphere at just 100 gold.
Not very far away from it. As we have a quick recap of what this fight looked like.
Yeah, sorry. We'll watch the recap and then press me about a point. I have something I just reminded of.
One thing, we're looking back on this fight, Small KK is becoming very, very problematic. Like a real issue. And we actually got to see that they didn't catch him with reflection, right? So they didn't bounce back that Radiance burn against them. And it made the fight, like especially here at the end inside the Wukongs, I don't think if he has any other item but Radiance, I'm not sure if the Terrorblade dies there. He missed so many hits before Small KK eventually ended up dying that if he'd gone like a more conventional build, maybe TB can skirt himself away from that fight.
Nah, it was all Eren. Just the impetus shots from long range that he was able to do it. So the point that I was going to raise before was going up against the Morphling. I wonder if this was a decision at the very start of the game that he was like, you know what, I'm going up against Morph, he's got Ags, maybe I just go Midas. You know, it provides me with that attack speed that I was talking about. It still provides me with that scaling potential. And it's not more stats that I'm just going to be giving over to him for free.
I mean, it's been paying off for him so far, right? He literally bought Midas as he died the first time in this game. And it's been paying off. Net worth has been on the rise since. However, it might be on the decline right now because Disillusion are smoking. And oh no, look who's far forward. It's the Terrorblade. He doesn't have a BKB or anything. Can they get him the hell out of here? Where's Aeonid? Where's Small KK? Where's my disables? Sakata gets a Wukongs on top of the Global Silence and they mop up Eren. Lanfer forced to leave the fight, but they buy back quickly onto this Enchantress. Small KK jumping the backline, finding the silencer and killing him off. At the same time, Lanfer, he's had all his mana drained away by CSJ's focus fire, and now his life is taken out as well. There was a duel onto the God King, and Aeonid and Small KK are able to finish off this Terrorblade. Sakata looking towards Aeonid. One more right click will kill off this Legion Commander. We also just lost the Nyx Assassin. And Sakata, although you got the kill, wasn't worth it because Small KK had a double damage rune going this entire time in the fight. Able to win it out for his team in the end there, Danog.
I mean, it was a really ideal placement of that Wukongs, though. There was nowhere for them to run at all on Team Dissolution, even just getting the perfect two-man stun to be able to start the engagement, but kind of felt like another one of those instances, right? Where were the boys? You just needed that Legion Commander there at the start of the fight to be able to lock in onto someone and prevent a lot of that damage coming through onto your high priority heroes, like the Morphling, for example. Like, he was just taken out of that fight far too easily. The plus side is that Eren is really starting to show why this is a good Enchantress game. Like, he has just been chain casting the impetuses. He's really been a big part of the main focus at the start of these engagements. You know, when Monkey King pops the BKB, he's making sure to take out that edge because an alive Enchantress means a TB that's in a lot of trouble.
The lesson was
Small KK able to put some danger onto Desire, just quickly killing him off. Has a full Manta style as well. And did he need the Manta to get that kill? Absolutely not. Was it cathartic? You bet it is.
You bet your ass it was.
What a game. What a game of Dota this has been.
Day.
This series has been entertaining. For you, boss, what a day, fam. What a day.
Oh, they find another pick off. I mean, the thing is, you're always going to be able to get that initial stun no matter how quick on the fingers you are because of that Carapace.
Oh my god. Carapace out. Do they have the damage? Harpoon him back in, but Small KK had access to a remnant on the high ground. He just gets himself out. All right, Danog, no matter what, win, lose, or draw, Small KK is MVP of this game. I will hear no other arguments. Mans has been on another level today.
You can't do that to me. Sakata's
Who's
been pretty
played better
good.
than him in game 2, bro?
Sakata.
No way! Bro, are you not remembering that Small KK went even in an Ember Monkey King lane? Literally
go
impossible to do. And he goes even. That's very impressive.
He went even-ish. It was like 60-40, which is still better than expected. But I mean, Sakata, his Wukongs have been perfect. His Boundless Strikes have been pretty on point. He's still 11-1-7. He's very high up on the net worth. He's constantly been shoving out this top lane to force them to make a bit more of a defensive movement. I'm giving it to Sakata if you ask me.
Hold on, Denok. How many of his kills came because of the fact that the enemy team have no dispels against silence?
You know what? That isn't a factor. You know, that's not a reason to give it over to the Ember Spirit.
What? All right, we have a lot of argument to do once this game is going to be getting to the end. But for now, Dire lineup are trying to jump onto CSJ. The Ember Spirit not going to be able to kill her off just yet as she runs herself out. But
Even
I
using
think
the
Small
psychic
KK also
headband
knows
just to say, get the hell away from me, Ember Spirit.
get off of me. So game is slowed down yet again. They're just farming out as much as humanly possible on Dire side.
This would be a dieback.
They did get a stun potentially onto Aaron. They're dragging him into the fight, and Aaron is dead. That's a dieback on the Enchantress. Shackle Shot connects onto this Undying. His Tombstone is also not in the best position. Very far from the actual engagement. So I'm not sure if he's going to be able to escape with his life here on Ranfu Dao. Still alive for now. Draws out the Primal Spring from Sakata. And it doesn't feel confident enough to jump in for revenge without Aaron being around. So they just let him go. They are still chasing though. Look at this, Aeonid. They're jumping him. They really want this kill, but he has the BKB TP out, and he should be fine.
Wonder if they're going to get into a point where they're like, we need a basher. We need some sort of way to just keep them held into place because, oh, that's unfortunate. Their spell usage has been pretty on point. Hopefully they don't start committing towards this Roshan 5 per seconds before he's about to make a move up towards the top side of the map. Well, they do pop the drums, so clearly they just get bullied away by the big Roche man. CSJ, come on.
Are we getting one of those Roshan errors? Nope. He's actually gonna function as expected. He's headed into the Roshan pit. He's chilling.
Small KK.
And they find Small KK nearby. He does have a lot of danger coming in towards him right now. Can he get out of here? He's throwing out a remnant. He's still alive. Global Silence will be there. He manted too soon, so he will die underneath the Global. His team is coming in, though, looking for revenge. They find the duel out onto the TV. TV's dead. Oh my god, Terrorblade actually
Everyone
died
else is dead, though.
Sakata was forced to drop the Wukong's command here, and it did kill several heroes, but sadly, the Shackle Shot latches at the perfect angle, enabling them to kill off Sakata. Lanfa finds himself a double on the Life of Desire, and the chase is on. Can they get out of here, Danog? They really want to run. Lanfa, he gets a little bit of vision. Aaron gets scouted out by the Nyx Assassin and CSJ, and they're going to jump onto Aaron, but that might set them up for the revenge play. Unfortunately, though, the kill happens too fast, so Lanfa can't get the immediate revenge. With the Spy Carapace, Nyx Assassin able to defend himself. But that fight...
bro. You don't have to use the Satanic.
No.
I mean, it's what would you even say? Who is that a good fight for? I mean, the big thing that I'm really just seeing off the back of all of this is that Morphling, whenever he morphs into the Wind Ranger, he just steals so much stats, man. Like, he's literally getting like plus 200 damage off the back of all of this. It's kind of insane.
Yeah.
And using it on the Wind Ranger too. So, again,
okay, we get a chance to see the fight again, right? You know what I think wins this out? I think, honestly, you are very happy if you're Disillusion. The fact that you re-engage the fight after Ember died, stopped them from taking Roche, Lanfa gets to survive the entire engagement. CSJ survives, yes, but like you just mentioned, Morphling is good with Aghanims into her, and the other heroes that he wants to kill in the fight did end up dead. So I'll give it to Lanfa and the crew for that one.
I wonder what his next item even is on this Morphling, right? Like, is this the sort of game where you just go like, do you just want the MKB still against the TB high armor against the the Wind Ranger, of course, just for logical reasons. Or do you finally get a dispel for yourself?
We're not getting any dispels, sir. That's not happening in this game. Is there a butterfly on this TB? Nah, he's not building one either. I don't think he needs MKB. Maybe some Daedalus I could see, definitely. I think I'd be okay with that. They do get the Aegis on the Radiant lineup, put it into the hands of the God King on his Terrorblade. So a much, much stronger TB. But more importantly, you have the double life. So Ioned can't just one click remove you from the engagement. You always have something else to do on the second life.
What do you think about the Silver Edge that he's got queued up?
I'm fine with it. I just wanted a crit, honestly. I wanted just big damage. So Silver Edge is still fine. I would have preferred Daedalus because I don't see that many like amazing break targets, but still okay.
Can't crit buildings either, unfortunately. So not going to be helpful for their forward push. And I mean, they have played at a very different style than what we were expecting, right? This had all of the indications of just being over in like 25 minutes or so. But, you know, to Big Brain's credit, they were able to make a bit of split pushing happen. You know, that's the sort of thing that you don't want to do if you're going all out into this early push, is be forced back. You don't want to be split up. You want to be grouping around together. And I mean, I suppose for Team Disillusion, at least they have been playing a lot more together this time around than we saw last game.
Yep. There's a joke I've had. I forget which series we did together, but the difference in performance between Game 2 and Game 3 from a specific team made me think that they must have ROTK on speed dial, call them up and say, yo, bro, we need a quick team talk. Help us out. And I think Disillusion might also have the same number. They're in the same WhatsApp chat, man. Like, they are performing so much better in Game 2.
TB, you are very far forward, my guy. You're also under vision. You've also got team coming in to potentially slay you, God King.
Small KK, though, is the one that's going to get caught out first. He's very far forward. Shackle shot, the burst damage from Nyx Assassin, and he's killed off. Ioned, though, does find the duel onto the God King, and they will take away the first life. Sakata with the Wukong still trying to win out the rest of the team fight, as they will eliminate the life of this Legion commander. No way that Eren survives being eaten up by the CSJ focus fire. They do keep the Morphling and the Undying alive, though, but they claim a very big 3 kills. At the same time, though, it did come at the cost of the Aegis taken away from the God King.
Snare, I will not hear the fact that this Ember Spirit deserves MVP of this game. He had chances to be able to get things like a BKB or a Manta or even just anything off to be able to save himself, and you are now going up against, well, 5v3 at the very minimum for 50 seconds.
Yeah.
I just think they might be able to close out at least 2 of these lanes.
Let's see how they plan to defend this. 45 seconds without an Ember, 35 without an Enchantress. Sakata.
That was so close. He nearly ended up killing his own teammate there.
Yeah. That was very, very close indeed. They do get a Bounder Strike out onto the Morphling, stunning him up with the ATOS as well. It coming in for the duel. It gets blocked by the Lincoln Sphere though, but they get the duel instead onto the TB. And that's going to be an easy kill for CSJ. Ranfu Dao will be the last one dead, as the Morphling has already been removed from play. They have a buyback on the Water Boy, but that's the only buyback they have available. I don't think this is 2 lanes of Rax here, Daynong. I think this is the game. They don't have any answers on Disillusion.
Nope, they don't. I just feel like, oh, CSJ, you gotta make sure that you're not taking some tier 3 tower hits for no reason. Buyback coming through on the Morphling, just barely having enough net worth for the buyback. Can they find any pickoff, or are you just gonna get picked up yourself?
Morphling gets shackle shotted. Global Silence is there as well. He doesn't have any dispel, so he has no way out of the global. He is dead. Small KK right in front of him, still holding on to the Manta style, but doesn't really have a way to play back into this fight. It's a 2v5 engagement. Wonderful stun coming in from our Nyx Assassin with the shackle shot follow-up. They should ensure that Small KK dies, and with his death, the prospects of a victory for the side here of Team Disillusion go with him. GG, well played is called.